You have to educate your children on the world as it exists today and how it got to that space. But my child doesn't need the same tools that I needed growing up. Mm-hmm. I needed certain tools to survive my area that my child doesn't need growing up in a different environment. Mm-hmm. But also they have to know their history, have a sense of what it took to get to this place and have compassion for others.
Right.
The most important thing, I think, out of all this is to teach compassion and to identify with everyone's struggle and to know these people made these sacrifices to be where we are and to push that forward for us. I believe that's the most important thing to show them because they don't have to know things that I knew growing up, like being tough.
Yeah, there was a lot of instances that I would.
You got beat up coming home from school.
Beat up in bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers, just for the most part, man, just being the new kid. I think that, there was certainly like a rebellious, youthful rage kind of in me. And there was also, the fact of the no getting away from fact that I am white, and this is predominantly black music, and people telling me you don't belong, you're not gonna succeed because you're this color. Then you wanna show those people that, that you can and you will. Hip hop has always been about bragging and boasting, and I'm better than you with this, and I'm better than you with that. And I finally found something that, yeah, this kid over here, he may have more chicks, he may have better clothes or whatever, but he can't do this like me. You know what I mean? He can't write what I'm writing right now. And it started to feel like, maybe Marshall's getting a little respect.
I mean, yeah, early on I went through quite a bit of that, but I mean, I think that at the end of the day, I guess if your heart is in it and you just keep persevering, you're gonna break through. I mean, it wasn't easy, you know what I mean? But I kept at it, I got booed off stage. It was, many times as I did in the movie, certain. Yeah.
How long did it take, do you think, before you got good enough to think, okay, this is working now? How many times did you have bad on-stage experiences?
Maybe a couple.
So not that
pretty
many.
Awesome.
It's almost like you almost have to give your happiness up to accomplish your goals.
Right.
When you do in anything, if you want to be the best garbage can collector in the world, anytime you want to be the best in the world at anything, there's going to be disappointment. There's a lot of competition. And there's going to be guys that peak at a younger age that he's going to blow you away when he's a kid. And then it's going to come the time when you're experienced enough, the next thing you know, you start blowing everybody else. Everybody gets their turn.
I heard a story that you wanted to buy a watch, and at this point, you had sold millions of albums, that you wanted to buy a watch.
Story.
Is that true? You called up your manager to see if you could afford to buy the watch?
Yeah. I think it was a Rolex. Was it a Rolex? And I asked him, could I afford it? Because they make fun of me for it, but I'm for real. I don't, you know what I mean? This is the whole money thing, all that stuff was brand new to me.
You're giving hip hop a bad name here. You need to step it up. If you diamond step.
Listen, I said I bought a Rolex, right? That's not a cheap watch.
It's not.
I still have that Rolex. I don't wear it because I don't want to get a scratch on it.
Is that right?
But,
is that true?
Yeah.
So what are you wearing right now?
This is a G-Shock. It's probably about $100.
Right.
It takes a special kind of person. It takes a special kind of commitment. You know what I'm saying?
Commitment is,
Well, it's my soulmate. It's the person I love. You can be in love with someone. You can love someone and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're going to have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. For us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome, to break that cycle. For black men and women, to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah. Something about the pen and paper, to me, is better just because I can look at all my ideas and I can see them. I keep ideas on my phone too, but I don't feel like, oh man, what was that thing I said that one day? for me, I remember which side of the page it's on. I keep a book and write my ideas down in that, because I'll at least remember, was it the beginning of the book or was it towards the middle? And I'll remember what side of the page it's on. When I get ideas, I might get a track sent to me, somebody might do a beat, and I hear the beat and it's like, oh, I like this beat, but none of my ideas I got already are gonna go to this, so I need to make new ones. So that's how a lot of things don't get used. I don't know how I would describe my flow. I think that I developed the flow from so many other different artists. Like, I was inspired by, like, I would have to say, like, early on, LL, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, then it became, you know, and Rakim, and then it kind of started going into maybe Cool G Rap, KRS-One, Tretch from Naughty by Nature. So I had I was a student of hip hop, so it was like I watched, I studied what everybody did in the game and just, try to develop my own kind of sound. And it took me a long time to get, but I just kind of watched what everybody was doing, was kind of just a sponge and soaked up everything. I think my number one goal getting into hip hop would be just to get the respect from other MCs. That's kind of what I rapped for. I was very into the technical part of MCing and wanted to get, the respect from my peers. And I think that that's probably pretty much the same thing that I do it for today,
The first time I grabbed the mic, like in front of actual people that mattered, you know what I'm saying? Like at a club, I got booed. I remember that. It was very traumatic for me. So I just remember that being so traumatic. And I think I went home like, man, I quit. Right. And then, maybe a couple days later, week later, hour later, whatever it was, I don't know. I got the urge to like, no, man, I gotta get up, gotta do it again.
That's right, thank God.
There's a knowing in being an artist. There's a knowing. You can't guess, you can't think. There's a knowing. You have to know that even if it doesn't work today, tomorrow, there's artists that I play that weren't popular at the time that I play more than I play current artists. Shuggy Otis, I suggest you just go look up Shuggy Otis. He was amazing. And at the time, it wasn't this hugely popular thing, but I think when it all is said and done, we would play that music more than any other music, right? So you have to have this knowing that, okay, it may not work today, it may not work tomorrow, but this is the right thing, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what's feeding me. So that would be the best advice that I can give you. That knowing, just believe in what you're doing. And if you don't believe in it, then you're not doing it. You haven't figured out the thing that you do best yet. When you feel it and when you know, no one can tell you. You only have to be right once. I got up around 8, had some breakfast, went and ran a mile. It was really tough. I just came from Aspen. Yeah, I just wanted to touch it a little bit. I mean, everyone can't be like you, man.
It's gone away.
So, ran a mile. Then I went to the office, read a bunch of emails, read some more emails, downloaded some music legally. Had a meeting with some great people. I won't really say their name yet. After that, listened to some music. Went to the studio. Had dinner. Went to the Nets game. We won. We're up 3-2. Thank you very much. Went to sleep.
Good day, full day.
Great day.
Great day.
I feel like I don't know what it would be right now because I'm still going, So, I mean, if I was asked this question a few years ago, it might have been different. It's always going to be different. I don't know what it is exactly that, my legacy would be or whatever. But I think that if I had to choose what I'd like to be remembered as, I think maybe just somebody who stood up for what they believed in as far as freedom of speech and don't back down, don't take shit from nobody and just do you.